Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dankelberg, and before we begin, I would like to have a little announcement. I apologize for not being able to make videos for the last couple of weeks. My computer actually crashed, and I had to wipe the entire hard drive, and that contained all the videos that I had planned for the next couple of weeks. So I'm starting from scratch, and it's pretty difficult, getting everything reset back up and whatnot. But anyway, today we have a topic to discuss, and it's Battlefield 5. Yeah, it's back again in the news. And not only that, but we also have AngryJoe as well coming in here. So I'm going to be talking about AngryJoe further on. But right now, we got to get the big story out of the way, which is Battlefield 5. Okay, Battlefield 5, in case you don't know, released a reveal trailer that is actually very disliked at the moment. It currently has about over 100,000 more dislikes than likes, sitting at 450,000 dislikes. It's a pretty steep dislike count for a game like Battlefield. And that's because of a couple of things. There's samurai-toting soldiers and, prosthetic women on the front lines of World War II and discount Kratoses fighting and everything like that. And I didn't understand, why all this wacky, crazy stuff had to be inside of a World War II game. I did not understand that. But it got worse later on. And before we go any further, I just want to get out of the way that I have no problem with women being in Battlefield. What I do have a problem with is when they are misrepresented in a game in Battlefield. Now, if this game was Bad Company 3, or if it was a modern day Battlefield, I wouldn't be able to see a problem with it. But considering that it's a historical timeline, okay, there were not very many women in service, and if they were mechanics, they were machinists, they were medics. There were some that were in combat roles like Russian snipers and French resistance and things like that. And that's the kind of stuff I was hoping that they were going to focus on, but instead they didn't. So if they're gonna do women in World War II, do it the correct way instead of doing it the wrong way like they've currently been doing. So after the whole controversy blew up and we had a bunch of people out there calling for DICE's head, how dare DICE ruin this World War II game? The head, Patrick Sutherland, came out and said, and a couple of other developers too came out and said some choice words, some great marketing strategy words, says that if you don't like it, don't buy it. If you can't accept that there are women in a World War II game on the front lines fighting right next to every single, historical inaccuracy known to man, then how dare you? You're a misogynistic pig, and don't buy our game. Accept it or don't buy it. Well, Battlefield 5 is hurting. Pre-order sales are down, so far down that it makes Call of Duty's pre-order sales look like gold mines, okay? Like, literally, Call of Duty and Red Dead Redemption are so high up on the pre-order board while Battlefield 5 is so low. And you want to know why that happens. And it basically happened because you disrespected your customers. You came out there, you insulted them, you called them unintelligent, just so you could push a political agenda through a video game. That shouldn't be a thing. You shouldn't be pushing any type of politics through a game. A game is a game. You play a game to have fun, not be lectured about what side is right in politics. Okay, nobody goes out there to make a game to push the right side of the view, and nobody should be going out there to be pushing a game about the left side of the view. Instead, they should be making games that are fun to play and not politically agendaed, okay? Now, Patrick Sutherland is gone. He's gone. He's left. Okay, he left, and I'm gonna say left because he probably got fired due to Battlefield's weak sales, and EA probably looked at this and said, you know what, you're right, this is not okay. In a reference to what one of the developers said about, you know, his daughter in Fortnite and saying that this is not okay, EA came out basically and said this is not okay and just fired Patrick Sutherland. Most likely he did not leave by himself, because last we've heard that he actually got a money increase, a salary increase. Not too long ago, like a couple weeks ago, he got that. Nobody would just drop that and leave, okay? I mean, millions of dollars were on the line. He got fired. So it's kind of a good riddance. I would never call for somebody's job in the gaming industry, but when you are the face of a franchise that used to be good with Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, and then you take it down the road of Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 1, and all these other Battlefield properties out there, and then you destroy a franchise, and then you come out with Battlefield 5 trying to push a agenda of politics, then yes, I will call for your job, because you don't deserve to work in the gaming industry, and that is just how it is. We want to play games. We don't want to play politics, okay? So, you know, Battlefield 5 is handling its own problems. It's not going to change. In case you were wondering that was going to make a change, no, it's not changing, okay? So, again, if you can't accept it, I guess don't buy it, because, you know, I'm not buying it, and a lot of other people aren't buying it. So, I mean, it's not like you're going to be missing out on a game this year that your friends are playing, because they're probably not going to play it. Now, some people do attribute this to the fact that it's set in between Black Ops 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2. It's literally in the week between the releases of these two games. I want to go ahead and debunk that real quick, because Battlefield is as big of a game as Call of Duty. Literally, it sells almost as much as Call of Duty does every single year. So using the argument that it was placed in between Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2 is a ridiculous argument and should never ever have been made. Red Dead Redemption 2, I can understand. There's a lot of hype around that game. You know, any game that gets sold around there is going to have a couple of hurt numbers, okay? You know, Broketober is coming through, all right? And there's a lot of games being released, but I guarantee you the 3 games that everybody's looking forward to were Battlefield 5, Call of Duty, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, Call of Duty actually had a fantastic beta. The game was actually good, and people enjoyed it. So I can assume that's what boosted pre-order sales for Call of Duty. Now, Battlefield had an alpha, 2 alphas, both of which were completely identical, and nerfed a lot of things and changed a lot of things that the community did not ask for. So again, not listening to the community and then chastising them is not at all a good marketing strategy. You know, it's not good at all. And honestly, they should have never done it, but they did it. So, you know, damage has already been done. So, you know, we're looking now towards Black Ops 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2 being the 2 main games this year. Obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably going to outsell every game this year. And then Black Ops 4 is probably going to be in second. I would be very surprised if Black Ops 4 got in first this year. But we do know that Battlefield 5 is going to be probably dead last this year. And it's probably going to die a lot quicker than what fans would have liked. So hopefully EA learns from this like they did with the loot boxes. They see this and they're like, okay, we can't do that anymore. Making a game like that causes nothing but troubles, and sales are out, okay? Their investors don't care, because the investors are going to go after Madden and FIFA with all the microtransactions and everything like that. So, but the investors that are specifically investing in Battlefield have probably called for many studio changes within DICE, and hopefully these studio changes are for the good. So, that's, you know, that's kind of the Battlefield situation that we got going down right now. But tied to that is AngryJoe. I didn't really think that AngryJoe would praise the game for doing what it does. Specifically saying that he doesn't really seem to acknowledge the fact that the game is insulting people who want to play a certain way. Okay, the Battlefield community is a very diverse community in the way that they like to play the games. A lot of them, and I would say a majority actually, of the Battlefield community are actually immersion players. They want immersion. Okay, and it's just not immersive having a bunch of women out on the front line of Battlefield. And again, you know, I support having women and female leads, you know, and games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Tomb Raider. You know, Uncharted had a great female in there. Several of them. Chloe was a fantastic character, okay? And, you know, I'm all in favor of that when it fits the narrative. When you make a historical game, again, once you make a historical game, you're bound by history. Unless you tell people this is an alternate history like Wolfenstein did. Okay, Wolfenstein said it's an alternate history, so they can throw in the Daughters of Blazkowicz and the DLC during that era, and that's fine, because it's an alternate era, it's an alternate timeline, and everybody's okay with that. You know, but personally, they just don't belong in the positions that they were displayed in Battlefield 5. So, you know, again, I support it, but at the same time, I also want to say shame on you, DICE. But AngryJoe is basically ignoring all of this and saying that it's not about the SJWs. No, it's not about these SJWs. Them darn SJWs ruining up my video gaming. Nope, ain't none of that. But unfortunately, and I hate to be the person to say this, because I don't really agree with the whole witch hunt mentality of, you know, attacking everybody with the different belief. It is kind of that, you know. There is a saying that goes on in the internet: SJWs don't buy video games, and that's true. They don't. I mean, at the end of the day, you'll have a lot of people screaming for political correctness and policy and politics to be put into games. But at the end of the day, the people that call for that don't buy the games. They don't play games. They just want that media to be portrayed in the way that they want to. It's controlling, you know. They want to have that control over content like that to give them power, you know. So AngryJoe, unfortunately, kind of seems like one of those people. While he's not gone full SJW, he has gone out there and basically said that it does not matter whether or not it's historically accurate. He does not care about the people who want historical accuracy or immersion or anything like that. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that the game is dumbed down. It's more casual than it's ever been before. He doesn't care that the game has glaring problems. He doesn't care about anything like that. People call him an EA shill. And I'm not going to call him that, but I am going to say that, you know, he does kind of need to get that EA out of his mouth. I mean, so, you know, he's been invited to so many events. He's gotten to do interviews with Patrick Sutherland. He's gotten to do interviews with all the developers. He's very close with Battlefield 5 this time around, okay? Very close. And that, coupled with the fact that he loves the series, I mean, I can understand the bias, but come on, man. You have to see it in front of your eyes, you know? You have to look at this game and you have to say, you know, enough is enough. I don't want politics in my game. You know, make it Battlefield 5. Make it Battlefield Bad Company. Don't sully and ruin a name that you have created, okay? Because you want politics in a game. You want to push an agenda. Don't do it. You know, don't do it. And AngryJoe, same for you, man. Don't support this type of practice. Don't support politics in games. Unless the game is like centered around politics, like, you know, Donald Trump Simulator or something like that, or President Simulator or Senator Simulator, then by all means, you know, go on and on about, you know, how this and that and SJWs and whatnot, but leave politics out of games that don't have politics in them. Don't. Just leave them, you know? And I just don't understand why that has to be a thing, but, you know, AngryJoe said that he watched a lot of videos. He disagreed with a lot of videos. I do kind of want to call him out, though, on the red bar thing. If you watch a YouTube video on the same account that you watch other YouTube videos on and you move to another device, the red bar does go along with you because YouTube allows you to pick up where you started that video off on another device. I've had it happen many of times where I play a video on my phone and then I go to my PC and I pick up that video right where I left off on my phone on my PC. So I do have to call him out on that because that was kind of a little, wrong in that aspect. It was kind of wrong for him to call out the people who were telling him that he never watched those videos in their entirety, which he didn't. He probably watched them, heard a lot of insults being flown at him, or heard a lot of criticism, and then wanted to make his criticism video as quick as possible. Which, again, I don't agree that you should be hasty on a criticized video. Instead, you need to gather all the facts, and you need to look at it with a clear head, and then criticize. So, AngryJoe, I hope, you have fun playing Battlefield 5. I personally will not be picking it up, and I know my friends will personally not be picking it up. I will not be playing Battlefield 5 at all, because I have felt like I've been insulted by the developers, and, if you want to have fun with it, have fun with it. I don't mind it one bit if you go down and buy it. I could care less. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less if you go down and buy it. So go down and buy it. Just remember that you are supporting politics in video games, and that is not going to work at all farther down the line. So, more power to you, brother. But anyway, guys, that has been today's video. I know that the absence of videos has been a little, on my part. But this longer video right here should hopefully make up for it. Well, y'all, forgive me. Yeah. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all understand about the reason why I was not making videos. And more videos will be coming back, and I'll have more and more content come out as the days roll on, as I start to build up my content folder again. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button. And if you're already subscribed, or if you're new, click that bell icon so that way you can get notifications when my videos go live. Anyway, guys, thank you, take care, and have a nice day.